So there's four core practices for the body-brain alignment approach. They're like sets of practices. The first one is self-observation. The second is emotional processing skills. Then we have body first living, and then there's inspired action. And combining all of those gives a set of holistic skills that can bring you into alignment with your inner being and your higher self. So first of all, we've got self-observation. So I've defined self-observation to be within 8 aspects of our being. So the breath, the body, aspects of the mind, and our intention, our aspirations. So I've created a program to teach self-observation, and I'll be doing workshops on this. And so this really gives you a framework for self-inquiry, self-reflection, what you should actually be observing about yourself if you're really wanting to embrace growth and change. So when we're able to take time out and observe what's really going on with ourselves, that's when we can then do more accurate self-reflection and make changes that feel more grounded and more aligned and feel like the next step, rather than with other spiritual pathways, there's like you can find that there's an encouragement to become more than what you actually are today, and that kind of leaves space for a spiritual ego to be created, an identity or a persona in your spiritual expression that isn't quite rooted in the truth of who you are. So this is what self-observation is really sort of addressing. It really anchors you in to who you are today in the moment, but then in the context of giving you the skills and practices so you can step forward with your own personal evolution. Then we've got emotional processing skills, and so this is a full range of practices that stem from the observation, the self-observation of the body and the emotions, and emotional literacy, learning how to name and speak and express about our feelings and emotions, all the way over to kind of emotional alchemy skills, which is more like an esoteric understanding of the energies of emotions and how they all want to move through our body, our mind, and how we can actually work with those. So there's a full range of practices that we can learn here to really master our understanding of our emotional experience of the world. And there's also the philosophy or the collection of ideas and perspectives that support sort of an emotional awareness of life, because if you're coming from a more patriarchal or scientific view of the world, although science is really acknowledging the value of emotions right now, if you're coming from that, you may have been taught that feelings and emotions are less than, they should be marginalized and sidelined. So to shift your understanding over to like a way of seeing yourself in the world where your emotional experience is actually not only valid, but it's actually part of the expression of the divine. It's here to teach you something about how you can grow and how you can navigate the world. That's going to take quite a shift in terms of your mindset. So there is a lot of kind of philosophy behind that as well. And then we've got body first living. So once you are observing everything that's going on, so almost like seeing your body as the vehicle that you're driving, and once you've learned to observe everything and the feelings and emotions are like the indicators as to what's going on, then you can engage with this body first living, which is more than just self-regulation. It's actually recognizing that we are intrinsically connected with other people in our environments, and we're taking all of this information in all of the time, and it is having an impact on how we experience ourselves and the world. And so if we've been driven in the past by our mind, or driven in the past by something outside of ourselves, like the idea of a career, bringing our awareness back to the body and actually saying, you know what, I'm going to live in a way that puts my body first, which is self-care and self-love. I'm going to listen to what I need. I'm going to provide for my needs first. I'm going to understand how it is to nurture myself in a loving way. So that's all tied in with body first living. And so again, to shift from maybe a more competitive way of being in the world, the grind, the hustle, to actually coming back to yourself and learning about body first living, that is also quite a big shift, and there's a full range of practices that go with that. And then the final set of core practices are practices that help you live a more inspired life. So understanding what inspiration is, how we can bring practices into our personal practice, our daily routine, that we are connecting in with our highest inspiration, how we actually then move from it just being an idea into it being an action, into it generating momentum, so that becomes eventually an actual lifestyle that we're living. So there's a range of practices that teach you how to live an inspired life. So these are the 4 core groups of practices that the Bodybrain Alignment approach is teaching. And you'll be able to join my programs and online workshops starting from autumn this year. So if you're interested in learning anything about these core practices, just in the comment section, just type the word practice and I'll send you a link so you can register your interest and what you would like to have more information about.